What's going on, guys? It is Rarran and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to go through what I think each character should be given in terms of buff or nerf in the next patch coming up to make this game more of a balanced and fun game. The thing right now of the meta of the game currently is very stale. It forces you to just use single taps a lot. It's not the best meta we've had for sure, and I think the game would very much improve with some patches. And I'll kind of go through all the characters. So Mario's in a very interesting spot. Mario is, he's probably he's in the lower side for sure. He's not one of the greatest characters. But with any simple buff to Mario, he might be too good. So the way that he's designed is to be good at everything, and if he's given any buff whatsoever, it might push him over the edge because he's just weak in some areas to make him balanced. So I think Mario should be they shouldn't touch him no matter what. I think he's fine. Luigi's in a very good spot. I don't think they should touch him whatsoever. He has very strong strengths, but he is also very, very weak weaknesses. Example, his lunge. If you mess up with a shot, you are just, oh god, you're stuck for so long. It's awful. It's awful. Wario is on the verge of being a very unfun character. So Wario could be what basically Bowser Jr. was, which is just trick-shotting across the entire court and, constantly building meter, and it would just be awful. It would be awful. Now, Wario does have the one weakness of range. He will constantly lunge for the ball, but they did kind of buff him to the point where, he's very, very good. He's not very, very good, sorry. He's good. He can be good if you know how to position him very, very well. He shouldn't be touched whatsoever, though. I don't think he should be buffed. If anything should be buffed, it should just be the push special. But he's fine. He's fine. Daisy is probably the most balanced character in the game. She really requires you to be good at positioning and stuff. Like, Mario has more leeway when it comes to making mistakes, but she's in a very good spot. I don't think she should be done. So Peach has three really good things about her that kind of make her oppressive somewhat to players, which is her angles. Her lunge is nothing, and her spin special. Those three combinations let you, make some more mistakes, as well as easier to catch up to the meter. So she needs to be nerfed either in the lunge or maybe the angle itself. But I think it would be better if she got nerfed in the lunge, because then you can punish her more. It's just, it can be really, really bad. Other than that, Peach is fine. I think other characters need to be buffed more than her being nerfed. I think she's in a decent spot. She just needs to be touched down a little bit for sure. Waluigi's probably I don't think he'll ever be touched. I think he's exactly where Nintendo wanted him to be. Obviously in the first couple patches he was very, very strong, but he's in the best possible state where he's not too weak, but he's not too strong. And I think they did a very good job of what they wanted to do. He's fine. So, Rosalina is a very interesting character. If you can play her, this is going to sound really stupid, but if you can play her really well, you are going to do extremely well. She does have some problems. Of course, she's extremely slow, but you are allowed to charge while moving at normal speed. So that kind of, it's 50-50. But the charging does not always make for a good thing, because I maybe want to be faster so I can reach a ball that I potentially could not reach across the court. But the problem is that if they took that away, let's say they give her more speed, but she doesn't charge as fast, or she doesn't move as fast while charging, she would be not unique whatsoever. She would just be basically another character. So they need to leave her kind of the way she is. Sorry. She, I'm not gonna lie, she could probably use a speed buff or something, but she's probably in the good state. I don't think she should be touched. She's pretty good. Toad is never gonna be a top tier character just strictly because his range and the ability to abuse him. Now, of course, you can win with Toad. It's not like Toad's the worst character in the world. He has really good strengths. I think he's fine too. I don't think he should be touched. I would consider giving him a spin special, but you know, he might be actually too good with his spin special, but he's fine. I think he's good too. I think if you could play him enough, you could be very good with him. That's the thing, right? And it rewards you for playing him, but it's a rough road. Yeah, it's rough. Toadette is also very balanced in my opinion. I think she's kind of like Peach, but like Peach Light, I guess. She's a little faster, but she suffers from height. And if you don't understand what that means, I mean, if you trick shot to, let's say, to the side, and the ball is higher than your character, they won't trick shot because they can't technically reach it, I guess. So a trick shot that Bowser can reach, Toadette cannot, and that kind of like, you know, makes her a little worse than Peach, but she's fine as well. Okay, so this is where we kind of get to characters that need to be changed a lot more. Boo has one of the most frustrating playstyles to play against. You know, the constant angles, it can be very annoying to play against, but that's the way he's supposed to be designed, and it's fine to have a character like that because it forces you to play different, forces you to think on your feet. It's more active, you know, it's active learning. Like, it forces you to play the game differently. It's cool to have a character like that. But Boo suffers from two very, very weird things. One, in standard, I'm focusing on standard, obviously. He is blink, where he kind of, instead of lunges for a ball, he blinks. And you have no control whatsoever if he's going to hit that ball or not, because he could potentially not hit it. So, because of that, if they fix that, I think it'd be fine. I don't think that would change the way Boo is. I guess they did it because it makes him unique, but the fact that it's like RNG and you can't really control it is very, very annoying. But Boo is also one of the characters where if they buff him too much, he will be so annoying. Like, no one will play against him, right? Like, that's super, super annoying. They can't really, like, buffing him would be a very, very risky thing, and I'm sure Nintendo has considered it, but they would probably rather have fun than a more balanced character, but to have him more balanced, they would kind of have to rework him. So Boo's in one of the weird spots where if he's buffed, it's really risky, and if he's nerfed a little bit, he'll be too weak and people won't touch him. And Boo has a lot of strengths, and the blink is like the only really big negative about him. Like, he's kind of like everything else, he's pretty good. So they probably shouldn't touch him. If they're gonna fix the blink, they just have to either make his lunge extremely emphasized, so he would still have that weakness, but it wouldn't be RNG, or just make the blink more reliable, or let the player actually do it would be very nice. But I guess adding another button could be confusing. But I mean, if you play Boo enough, you'll get used to it. So I think he probably just needs fixing. I don't think he needs buffs. Bowser Jr. is the complete opposite of, like, fun. A lot of the times I face against a Bowser Jr., it's just more, you know, he's super, super defensive, doesn't move often because his reach is so big. You know, trick shot. I think Bowser Jr. is the only character in this game that should be reworked somewhat. The idea that you just basically, your objective is, let me block shots until my opponent messes up, is very, like, lame, I guess. It's not a fun playstyle, and I don't honestly understand why they think this is a good playstyle. So I think he needs a complete rework or something, because, you know, if they're trying to make every single character unique, I guess they could end up just with a boring character, but, like, they should definitely do something to do. Like, I don't know what they would do to make him unique, but they need to make it so he's more fun to play against. I think that's his biggest issue. Okay, Bowser is definitely a great character right now. He is in the state where if they buff the push special, he'd be too good. He'd be way too good. Because of this, they have to be very careful if they decide to buff the push special, because Bowser has all the resources he needs to just abuse that very, very hard. I think Bowser's in a very good spot until they change the game itself. That's how I would describe it. They have to be careful how they decide to change the game with character balances, but Bowser is in a pretty decent spot at the moment. He's one patch away from being God tier, though. One patch away. Yoshi. Yoshi is a very interesting character at the moment. He has a very good topspin, and he has a excellent trick shot. But what Yoshi lacks in holds him back quite a bit. Even if you play him even if you play like a lot, you're still gonna be faltered at the fact that his range is rough, and he doesn't have much outside that topspin. He's in a spot where he should probably be buffed a little bit. Maybe like make his angle insane, or like more insane, I guess, or maybe give him like another shot type that's stronger. But he's in a pretty weak spot at the moment. He should probably be buffed just a little bit. Donkey Kong is basically Waluigi, but worse. That's the way I would think of him. They just need to rework him completely. Like, they need to give him something. Like, I know they nerfed it where, power shots don't hurt as much if, like, the person counters it. Like, it doesn't knock you back as far. But they should give him something like that, where it's like, even if you counter it, his thing goes further. Because he's so, like, late. Like, he's so meh. Like, he doesn't do anything. And yeah, he needs to be buffed. Like, he needs to be given something to really still make him unique, or make him more unique. I think that's his biggest problem. Spike is in, like, a very odd spot. He has a lot of strengths, but those strengths are held back by such bad weaknesses. And the fact is like, because they nerfed, like, power shots, or fully charged shots, I should call them, he's in a very rough spot. So he probably needs something. I would give him, like, maybe more speed. Or, like, the same thing with, like, Donkey Kong, where you just buff one of his shots so it's more powerful. Like, just to make the power characters kind of unique. Because as of right now, it's like, why play Donkey Kong if you can play Spike? And at the same time, it's like, why would you play Spike if you can play Bowser? That's pretty much the way you should think about it. But, like, between those three, like, all the power characters, like, Bowser's so far ahead compared to the other ones. Like, oh my god. These two need something. Like, they need something to 100% to be good. Okay, so I made a video on the blooper. I called it the blooper problem. And basically, if they buff this character at all, he's going to be very, very annoying. So they need to leave him. Like, don't touch blooper. I know it sucks to have a character like that meh, but if that's what they were going for, then they succeeded. Like, you know what I mean? Koopa is in a very good spot. They buff push specials. It will be absolutely stupid. But at the moment, he's in a good spot. I don't think he needs to be touched whatsoever. Chain Chomp is exactly what they probably designed him to be. Like, very, very long range, weird to kind of play, weird to play against. I think he's fine. I would maybe give him, like another shot, like, as well, just to give him something. But I think he's in a good spot as well. Yeah, I don't think he'd be touched. I think Diddy Kong is actually one of the most average characters they probably could have designed. There's nothing cool, like, nothing special about him. Like, I love the guy. Like, he's my most played character as of right now. But he lacks a finisher, and he lacks, like, any, I don't want to call it, like, finesse, but, like, he lacks a lot of tools. That's the way I would say it. I think, he probably, if they're going to give him something, it's something very small, because if they give him something too good, it could abuse him. But I could see a buff. I don't think they should nerf anything about him. I think everything's fine. But other than that, yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, let me know. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, whatever. Have a good one, guys. Good luck on the ladder.